Hello, and welcome back for another adventure in the cookie jar. Today we are doing the 5th recipe from the Cream Puff Murder. They are mini cheeseburger cookies. So these are not a baked cookie. They are an assembled cookie, if you will. They are made up of, for the buns, you're using a 12-ounce box of vanilla wafers. For the hamburger patties, approximately 3 dozen slightly larger round chocolate-covered cookies. I use 2 packages of Keebler Fudge Shop caramel-filled cookies, 18 cookies to a package. The only Keebler cookies that I could find anywhere in town where I live were the peanut butter ones, and I did not want to use those. So I found a Chips Ahoy Hershey cookie that kind of resembled like a hamburger color, and I cut them into smaller ones that would fit onto the vanilla wafers. I also found some little brownie bites that I thought would work really well, so I grabbed some of those too, and I'll mix them up. Then they want, for the shredded lettuce, half a cup of shredded coconut, pack it down and you measure it, and green food coloring. You're gonna want, for the cheese and the ketchup, half a cup salted butter, 1 stick, a quarter of a cup of milk, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, a 16-ounce 1-pound box powdered sugar, yellow food coloring, and red food coloring. For the top of the bun, you're gonna want a quarter cup of sesame seeds and 1 egg white. So the first thing you need to do is, I guess, to make your lettuce, which is taking the coconut and dyeing it green, and then you're gonna spread it out on some wax paper to kind of dry it out a little bit. And then you're gonna make just line a cookie sheet with wax paper while the coconut dries, and you're gonna line the wax paper with 40 of the vanilla wafers rounded side up. And then you're gonna make your icing, which is just mixing the butter, the milk, the vanilla, the powdered sugar, and you're gonna mix that until it's all smooth, no lumps. And then you're gonna split it into 2 parts. Half of it you will mix, and it says add 3 drops of yellow to the first bowl and mix it up, and then just keep going until it's like a cheese color. And then for the other one, you want 3 drops of red food coloring, or just keep adding red dye until it resembles ketchup. And then you're gonna, with a rubber spatula or a frosting knife, spread the curved side of the wafer with red frosting, pile it up around the rims of the wafer so it will form a flat bed for the hamburger. And then you're gonna put whatever cookie you find on top of the ketchup. And then on top of that, you're going to spread the yellow icing to make it look like cheese. And on top of the cheese, you're gonna add the shredded coconut for your lettuce. And then you're going to put the rounded part of the wafer on top to resemble your top bun. And then it says, whip up the egg white in a small bowl. Use a pastry brush to brush the tops of the vanilla wafers, sprinkle a few sesame seeds, and you're finished. Let the cookies dry thoroughly. Once dry, they will keep just fine in a loosely covered container until it's time to serve them. Anna's note, there's a photo of the mini cheeseburger cookies on Joe Fluke's website. The address is www.murdershebaked.com, and the photo is on the recipe page. So, with all that being said, everything's laid out, let's get started. Is everything we are going to need for these mini cheeseburgers. It wants us to take the coconut, add it into a bag, and then it says 3 drops of food coloring. 1, 2, 3. Seal her up and shake her up. Put that out onto a cookie sheet. Starting to wonder if I didn't have enough coconut. And spread that out so it dries fairly quickly, hopefully. All right, we're just gonna set that off to the side. Now we're going to mix up the frosting. So we're going to take the softened butter, with the milk, the vanilla and the powdered sugar. All right, 2 minutes. And scrape it down. So it says you can use the mixing bowl as one of your bowls to do one of the icings in, but I kind of just feel like this is a lot. So I'm just going to mix it in littler bowls. Just kind of big scoop in one. So I have my icing divided, hopefully in half. A couple of drops of yellow. Mix that up. All right, I think I'm gonna go with that kind of color. That looks good. And for the red, oopsies, I'm gonna add more than 3 because I've used this the last couple of videos, I feel like, and it's like very pinky. So I know I'm gonna need more than 3 drops. All right, this is not getting to a very vibrant red. This is why I like the gel colors better, because it doesn't liquefy your color. It usually gives you a more richer color, but this is what I have to work with right now. And I'm just gonna call that what it is. Try to get some of this icing off my counters, bear with me. Okay, now that we have our cheese and our ketchup, we're going to move on. So we're going to take our wafers. I wonder what the best way to do this would be. I am going to try to smooth out my circles a little bit. Maybe just kind of pull it in from the edges. Oh dear. I have a feeling my hands are going to be so messy after this. All right, so to our 40 cookies, we are adding the bottoms. And I have the Hershey cookies. Just going to kind of push it in a little bit. I am trying to center them. Sometimes it's working, sometimes it's not. Shoot. I feel like this is kind of a messy, fun project you could do with kids. And last one. Now we need the cheese. Once that is all done, we're going to bring the coconut back and just kind of sprinkle it over the tops. Next, we add our cookies. We're going to want the rounded side up, just like on the bottoms. So, next thing is it says to whip up the egg whites. I'm not sure what you're looking for. It doesn't really specify. It just says to make them frothy. I'm going to consider that whipped. So dip a pastry brush. You just glaze the tops. I think it's just so the sesame seeds will stick to them. Can't really see any other reason for this otherwise. Now it says to sprinkle on the sesame seeds. All right, now I'm just going to give these a couple minutes to dry, and then we'll see how they came out. Here are our finished burgers. We did end up making 40 of them. So they're still a little wet. I'm hoping the icing, when it dries, it's not wet. But these are very, very cute. They're really cute and they're very good. They kind of have a puddingy taste to them. I think that's the Hershey filled cookie I chose with the vanilla wafer. I think that's that flavor together combined made pudding in my mouth. But they are awesome. They are adorable. I would hope to take these to a summer party. They didn't take very long, I don't feel like. They didn't take long at all. And like I said, I think this would be a great summer project to do with your kids. And next week, we are moving on to Hannah's Very Best Cream Puffs with Emmy's Vanilla Custard. So if you're interested in seeing those, join us next week. I hope you all have a good one. Bye.